Yeah, so now you've studied really hard and you gone to medical school, but what made you decide medicine is the path for you, or was it just because it seemed logical?
No, that's a great question. It's not logical, and it was a very carefully calculated decision. And the issue was that I always wanted to make a positive difference in people's lives. Now, that's not just medicine. Like, I give you an example, you can become an architect and you can build homes for people, and you're making a difference in their lives because you're providing a house for them to live in where they can live and prosper and share memories. So that is not in any way a minor difference in people's lives. But the thing about medicine that always attracted me was that you can really make a big impact on a personal level. So to give you an example, like if you think like you're having a bad headache, I'm sure all of us have had like a terrible headache at some point in our lives, right? Just think about the day you were having a really terrible headache. Then what happens is that if you're really having a terrible headache, then all the money in the world and all the facilities you have and all the luxuries you have, you cannot enjoy them because you're in pain. The food would not taste right. If you're traveling for vacation, you wouldn't enjoy that. There's something about medicine that actually impacts people at such a personal level that I think there is no other profession that does that. So, and I always thought that if you take somebody's pain away, I mean, that's probably making a difference at the most basic level. But then the realization that, as times are going by, we are getting more research in medicine and we are coming up with new treatments. And so there's always going to be a need for more doctors because obviously the landscape of medicine keeps changing too. So with new treatments, there are new specialties like genetics is a relatively new specialty. And it's only going to get more and more advanced in the future as we know more about the chromosomes and DNA and the genetic uh, treatment for autoimmune or congenital diseases. The reality is that medicine has a very broad scope and there is a lot of room where you can make a difference and you can make a difference at a very personal level. And I think that aspect of medicine is not found in any other profession. And I always wanted to make a difference at a personal level. So that was one of the reasons that pushed me towards becoming a doctor.
Oh, that's very interesting because as you were talking about that, how it really affects someone at a personal level. I remember years ago, oh, actually in 2014, I think, I took a hike in the Himalayas in Nepal for a month. So I trekked through a lot of small villages in the Annapurna circuit. And I also got a privilege to live with the villagers for a short period. So a lot of things that you were saying, like, kind of brought back these memories. I've followed kids to school. They had to hike 2 hours a day. No, 2 hours to school and 2 hours back from school. I was just thinking how privileged I am. I had a bus to pick me up, send me to school. Because when I was there, I followed those kids. They got up at maybe 4 a.m., prepared. They had to do their chores. When they're done with chores, it's around 6 or 7, and then they started hiking. So, because we lived with the villagers, so I had to follow. I could follow them to the next village. Wow, they had so much determination to learn. I'm just thinking about us here in almost, I mean, we're considered developing, but we've got a lot of facilities. We've got cars, we've got private drivers, got buses. We're just, we just have to get up and sit in the bus, and there we are in school. But these kids are very determined and they have to put in the effort to get to school. And the class is full, even though it was so cold, it was freezing. But when I reached the school, I just took a look. Classroom was full. It's small, but it was full. So I can see that we take a lot of things for granted, which like people from your country and around that region, the poorer countries, the less developed place, really have to strive hard to achieve. And while I was there, I guess I managed to. I mean, while I was there hiking, and There was a village I stopped in. The baby was sick, was having very bad diarrhea. They don't have medication. They don't know what to do. And I gave them whatever medication I had. And the next day, the baby was much better. And at the time I was practicing, and I think I felt a lot of sense of satisfaction that I managed to impact another person's life.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing that's just unique to medicine. That I mean, you impact people at such a basic level that that's something that only medicine offers. No other profession does that.
Join Disruptive Doctors. Oh, oh, Disruptive Doctors. Impact